Watergate. It's a name synonymous with political scandal, but it wasn't just some guys stealing office supplies. Imagine a president spying on his rivals. Picture him abusing his power to cover it up. That's Watergate in a nutshell. It was a constitutional crisis, a betrayal of public trust, and it all started with a seemingly minor crime. Picture this. June 17, 1972. 5 men are arrested inside the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel. They're caught red-handed trying to plant bugs and photograph documents. Seems like a simple burglary, right? Wrong. These weren't common criminals. They had ties to the White House, specifically to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign. The media, particularly the Washington Post, smelled a rat. 2 reporters, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, started digging. They followed the money trail, uncovering hush money and secret funds. The deeper they dug, the more they realized this was no ordinary break-in. The Watergate break-in was just the tip of the iceberg. What seemed like a simple burglary at the Democratic National Committee headquarters quickly spiraled into one of the most significant political scandals in American history. As investigations continued, a much larger scandal unfolded. Journalists, investigators, and Congress worked tirelessly to uncover the truth, revealing a complex web of deceit and corruption that reached the highest levels of government. It turned out that Nixon and his administration were involved in a wide range of illegal activities. These activities were not isolated incidents, but part of a broader strategy to maintain power and control. These included spying on political opponents, sabotaging campaigns, and orchestrating dirty tricks to undermine their adversaries. The lengths to which they went were unprecedented, and using government agencies for personal gain. The abuse of power was rampant, with government resources being diverted to serve the personal and political interests of the Nixon administration. The investigation revealed a culture of paranoia and ruthlessness within the Nixon White House. This environment fostered a sense of impunity among those in power, leading to increasingly bold and illegal actions. The president, obsessed with secrecy and enemies, created a climate where illegal activities were not only tolerated but encouraged. Nixon's infamous enemies list targeted individuals and groups perceived as threats, further entrenching the administration's corrupt practices. This atmosphere of fear and intimidation led to a web of lies and cover-ups that ultimately brought down the presidency. The Watergate scandal serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of accountability in government. Section 4. Nixon's tapes and his downfall. One crucial piece of evidence emerged: secret tapes from the Oval Office. Nixon had recorded all his conversations, thinking it would help his legacy. Big mistake. The tapes revealed Nixon's direct involvement in the cover-up. He was caught on tape authorizing hush money and obstructing justice. The tapes were a smoking gun. They shattered Nixon's credibility and made his position untenable. The House of Representatives initiated impeachment proceedings charging Nixon with obstruction of justice, abuse of power, and contempt of Congress. Section 5. The resignation of a president. Faced with impeachment and overwhelming evidence against him, Nixon resigned on August 9, 1974. The Watergate scandal had unraveled his presidency, revealing a web of deceit and corruption that shocked the nation. The American public watched in disbelief as the events unfolded, leading to the inevitable conclusion that Nixon could no longer remain in office. It was a historic moment, the first and only time an American president resigned from office. The gravity of the situation was palpable as Nixon boarded the helicopter on the White House lawn, waving a final goodbye to his staff and supporters. This unprecedented event marked a turning point in American history. In his resignation speech, Nixon admitted no wrongdoing but acknowledged that he no longer had the support of Congress or the American people. He spoke of his achievements and the challenges he faced, but the shadow of Watergate loomed large over his words. His resignation was a reluctant acceptance of the political reality. Nixon's resignation was a dramatic end to a presidency marred by scandal. The Watergate affair had exposed the depths of political corruption and the lengths to which those in power would go to maintain their position. It was a sobering reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions. It left the nation deeply divided and disillusioned with its government. The trust between the American people and their leaders was severely damaged, and the repercussions of this event were felt for years to come. Citizens questioned the integrity of their elected officials and the very foundation of their democracy. The Watergate scandal raised profound questions about the abuse of power, the limits of presidential authority, and the importance of a free press. It underscored the need for transparency and accountability in government, and it highlighted the crucial role of investigative journalism in safeguarding democracy. The lessons learned from this dark chapter in American history continue to resonate today. Section 6. America's Crisis of Faith. Watergate wasn't just about a president breaking the law, it was about shattered trust. Imagine finding out your babysitter was actually robbing you blind. That's what Watergate felt like for many Americans. Their faith in government was shaken to its core. The scandal led to a wave of cynicism towards politicians and government institutions. It also sparked a national conversation about government accountability and transparency. The Watergate generation learned the hard way that even the highest office in the land is not above the law. Section 7. Watergate's Long Shadow. Watergate's legacy extends far beyond the 1970s. It was a seismic event that shook the very foundations of American politics and governance. The scandal exposed the depths of political corruption and led to a crisis of confidence in the highest office of the land. It changed the way we view the presidency, forever altering the relationship between the American people and their leaders. The trust that was once taken for granted was now something that had to be earned. And the scrutiny on the office of the president intensified. Think of it like this. After Watergate, every president since has been under a microscope. The media became more vigilant, investigative journalism flourished, and the public became more skeptical of political narratives. The scandal also led to important reforms, like the creation of the Ethics in Government Act, which aimed to restore integrity and transparency in government operations, and the strengthening of campaign finance laws. These reforms were designed to prevent the kind of abuses of power that Watergate had revealed, ensuring that future elections would be fairer and more transparent. Today, Watergate is shorthand for any political scandal. The term "gate" has become synonymous with controversy and misconduct, a testament to the enduring impact of the original scandal. It's a reminder that power corrupts and that no one, not even the president, is above the law. The resignation of President Nixon was a powerful moment in American history, underscoring the principle that the rule of law prevails over any individual. The lessons of Watergate remain as relevant as ever in our current political climate, where issues of transparency, accountability, and ethical governance continue to dominate the discourse, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of a vigilant